What is DTR in terms of relationship?
Somebody please help.
Nobody can help you. Only I can give you the answer.
I think
Take a shot.
So it is normal to have such differences in a relationship, but how to ace this?
How should modern day age couples set better boundaries with their parents without offending anybody?
It is not about fighting with them. You know, you can always put your thoughts. It's a war between you and your family.
A common complaint that people say is that my partner is very introverted. How can I communicate with them better?
It is about the difference of love languages. So in that case, try to identify your partner's love language. What is love language?
Please tell us.
Yeah, so every person has a way of showing love or receiving love.
Now let's get serious.
If you want to set some boundaries, don't be rude.
Welcome back. This is the part 2 of an ongoing conversation of the Relationship Edits Season 2. My name is Dr. Radata, and we've been having so much fun but also deep conversations around relationship and what it takes to make it in today's day and age. With us we have Miss Komal, the love coach, but we're going to get started only after she answers some very difficult questions.
Oh my God.
And this time we're starting with a fun game called Define It or Drink It. So I'm going to ask you some questions.
What is this?
This is very tasty concoction that I've made for you. We won't tell you what it is. You have to drink it and tell us. All right. So if you get the definition correct, you don't have to drink it.
Okay.
But if you don't get it right, then you have to take a shot. All right.
Okay.
What is DTR in terms of relationship?
DTR?
It's a full form of a very modern day Gen Z language.
Oh my God, I'm not a Gen Z.
Please take a shot.
DTR, let me think.
Try.
Somebody please help.
Nobody can help you. Only I can give you the answer. Take a shot. Go for it. Okay, what is it?
It's an amla juice, I guess.
It is. Your reaction was priceless. You don't have to drink them all. DTR stands for Define the Relationship. It's an important step in any relationship.
Okay.
The next one is love bombing.
Love bombing. Is it something like showing very much, like loving a lot?
That's right.
Showing,
Absolutely. You don't have to drink it. In fact, love bombing is used wrongly by people. People think it just means expressing a lot of love and just showering too much of attention. In true therapy terms, we use it when a narcissist is trying to get to you and trying to show you so much affection and get you manipulation and get you hooked to it, and then they try to take it away. Okay. So that is love bombing. Good, you didn't have to take a shot. Let me ask you one more. All right. What is a delusionship?
Delusionship. When you pretend to be someone else.
True.
Is it?
It's an imaginary relationship.
Yeah.
You're spared.
Oh, nice.
And I want you to take another shot. So I'm going to ask you a difficult one. What is BAE, the full form of? Bay.
Bay.
Full form.
Achha, it's a
shot.
full form.
It's an acronym
Oh,
or something.
Beautiful something, is it? No.
Take a shot.
Okay.
Oh, please drink some water. BAE stands for before anyone else.
Oh,
that's
that's
what
a
BAE
nice
is.
one.
Absolutely. Now let's get serious. We're going to ask you difficult questions after that not so tasty drink.
Yeah.
I want to start off with social media and differing privacy norms that couples can have. One couple would like to post everything about their vacation, where they ate, what they're doing, what their partner bought them, whereas one partner may be extremely private and not want to put their relationship out there on social media. Also in the Indian context, a lot of us feel that nazar lag jayegi, which is another reason why they may not want to. How do you help couples bridge this gap between differing privacy norms on social media in digital age?
See, the two partners, they are brought up in a different family, right? They have different values, they have different belief system, right? So it is normal to have such differences in a relationship. But how to ace this? They can have open communication about it, and they can find a midway. out of it, right? If for one partner it is important to post stories, it is important to post pictures, and if one is very much rigid about it, that I don't want to only, then they can find a mid path, that some days they can post, some days some things needs to be private, so that they will not post, and
Sure.
some things they can post, and then that's the only way you can find a solution.
Such a modern day problem, right? Because this did not exist in our parents' time.
Yeah.
Speaking of parents, another tricky aspect is when you live with your in-laws, or even when you don't live with them, you want to have a healthy relationship with boundaries with
Yeah.
them. How should modern day age couples set better boundaries with their parents without offending anybody?
Yeah. So I think there plays a partner's role a lot. If I'm with my husband and I'm at their place, my husband should be with me. I think I need his support for this, right? And it is not about fighting with them. You can always put your thoughts in a most you can be firm but polite. If you want to convey something, if you want to set some boundaries, don't be rude. Don't be like, no, I don't want to do this. Yeah, I will not do this. No, you can be firm but polite, right? That, no, this is not acceptable. Yeah, this is what matters to me. So, you need to choose your battles also. You cannot
Absolutely.
fight about each and everything, but the things that matters to you most, you can choose your battles wisely, and then you can communicate those firmly but politely.
This is so important in today's day and context, because so many couples live in different cities than their parents.
Yeah.
Maybe the in-laws stay in a different city, the parents of the girl or the boy stay in a different city, and they themselves stay in a different city. And when it comes to big festivals, where does one go? Such an important conversation to have. And if they don't strike a balance, if they don't find a way to find the middle path, the relationship can really suffer and
Yes.
struggle.
Yes, of course.
Speaking of, how does a partner support you or support the person
Family.
in front of the family members?
Yes. So, supporting your partner doesn't mean it's a war between you and your family, or the family members, or between your mother and your wife, or your husband or your own mother, right? It is not a war. Supporting your partner simply means that your partner should not feel alone
Correct.
in the home. In the home you both share, right? So we usually just misunderstand this thing, that it is between choosing your partner or choosing your mother, right? It is not about that. You can always connect with your mother. You can always, if you feel that any of them like, sometimes your mother is wrong, sometimes your wife is wrong, right? It may happen, your husband is wrong, or maybe your family is wrong, right? So in that case, what to do? If you want to correct them, try to connect with them first and then correct them.
True.
Right? So let's say if I am coming home late every day, and my partner directly corrects me that you are always working, you never give time to the family.
Right.
Now here he is correcting, and when he will correct in this manner, I will be offensive. I will try to put my point that I was working, you don't know how much work I have, and I will try to defend myself, and then it will lead to a never ending argument, and there will not be any solution. But if my partner corrects me with connection instead of directly correcting, if he connects with me that I understand you are very busy these days, but you are so busy that you are missing out our family time.
True.
If he says in this manner, then we both can strategize things, we can find solutions together, right?
Absolutely.
Yeah.
John Gottman has said this beautiful thing, that no type of criticism is constructive. Criticism is criticism.
Yeah.
And no type of compliment is negative, right? Which is why you have to be so careful with your words and how you
Yes.
approach it,
Yes.
with the right balanced mind,
Yes.
without
correct your
an
mother,
intention.
but respectfully and politely.
Absolutely true.
Yeah.
Which brings me to emotional safety. In the beginning, you chose between this or that emotional safety is extremely important.
Yeah.
A common complaint that people say is that my partner is very introverted, or my partner doesn't talk much. My partner is very quiet. They are not very expressive. Are they emotionally unavailable? And maybe they are. In that case, how can I communicate with them better? Because communication is so important in a relationship?
So these are two different things. First, you said that, my partner does not express much. When we talk about this, as I told you, two different person, they are raised in two different families.
Absolutely.
Yeah? And, maybe one is much more expressive, but one is not. Right, but they both have different way of showing love to each other. It is about the difference of love languages. Let's say, I want that, my partner should give me compliments. He should give me love by, through his words. He should express more. But maybe my partner doesn't know how to do it because he's like this since childhood.
True.
Right, he doesn't know. He wants to do, but he doesn't know what to do. So in that case, try to identify your partner's love language. When you are aware of this concept, what is love language?
Please tell us.
Yeah, so every person has a way of showing love or receiving love. Like, for example, if I like surprises, I will plan surprises for my partner too. Thinking that, if someone plans a good dinner for me, I will be on the cloud nine. So thinking that I will also plan the surprises for my partner and I will think that he will also be equally happy. But maybe for him, it is waste of money. Maybe for him, it is waste of efforts.
True.
Maybe for him, it is more important that I make a cup of coffee without him asking for it.
That's so beautiful.
That
brings me to a very interesting segment, that if you were to tell me that, is there really a 50-50 in relationships?
So, no, I feel it is 100-100. Yeah. So, let's say if one day I can only give 30, then Rohit can give 70. And if one day he is 0, he is empty, then I should take the responsibility to carry both of us. Right? And in relationship, I don't think so you can keep scores. If you calculate that who does more, who does less, then one day your relationship will be bankrupt.
Absolutely right. Yeah. Don't keep scores.
Yeah.
Both have to show up 100-100.
Yes.
That's beautiful. Can you tell us the 5 love languages?
So there are 5 types of love languages: physical touch, quality time, act of service, words of affirmations, and gifts. Now, physical touch, for holding hands, touching each other, playing with hairs, all these things. Quality time, spending time without screen, looking at each other. Then, act of service, doing little things for your partner, like making coffee, arranging wardrobe. Then, words of affirmation, sending sweet messages, love notes, love letters, compliments. And then, gifts. Gifts can be thoughtful, personalized, customized, whatever your partner likes.
That's great. What's your favorite?
Mine is, as I told you, quality time. It is like I crave for undivided attention.
Komal, your husband and you create content together on social media. How is it working with a partner? And should there be good boundaries when it comes to working together for people from same professions?
I feel your work is the mirror of your relationship at home. If your relationship at home is good, it is strong, then your work life will be balanced and everything will be good. You will enjoy working with each other. But if you are struggling at home, if there are so many disagreements, emotional breakdowns at home, then it will impact your work life also.
Agreed. I want to close up by asking, who's your favorite author when it comes to relationships?
John Gottman.
Absolutely. He's the big boss for all of us.
I know, he's the...
Absolutely.
Yeah.
And please finish for our audience with a beautiful, lovely relationship quote that you swear by and you say often.
So the love is choosing each other on the hard days. When everything is messy, nothing seems perfect, but you still look at your partner and think that you are the one and you will always be the one.
Beautiful. With that, we come to a closing. I think my biggest key takeaways has been that relationships need a lot of work, patience. That's 100 and 100, not 50-50. While communication is key, you need to constantly check in with each other. And with that, we come to the closure of this episode of the Relationship Edits Season 2. See you in the next one.